I have a question for Carl. How do you guys do your sales and sell that heightened quality advantage, if you will? And then sort of a subset of that is with an owner who's very active in the shop. How do you manage to keep focus, if you will, on that sales as you obviously would get difficult jobs that would come in that he would most likely be interested in?
The business owner really gets excited when at jobs that are in other people's too hard box. And we've, in the industries that we're in, we've earned a lot of reputation, if you will, for getting the stuff that either other people have failed at or it's in their too hard box and they'll get it no quoted and people call us. But to your point, it's a different type of business when the business owner is on the shop floor. And the things that are important to him are, frankly, it's his name. So it's his reputation. Yes, it's all of ours, but it's his. His name's at the, the bottommost line on all the documents. So quality matters. So the cutting the tolerance in half, frankly, is him. He's decided, no, that's too loose of a tolerance. We're better than that. And if we can't maintain the tolerance that we've established for ourselves, in our opinion, we've lost control of the machine. And to your point of talking to customers and how do we go about sales, the co-op actually helps us with that. I think I mentioned that we formed a co-op. So it's a force multiplier. So we've got 6 companies and all of us are selling each other's services, and there's no disadvantage to that collaboration. So if you were one of our partners, you never have to worry about me contacting your customer, so you're going to invite me in because you still have account control, and it gives you another reason to talk to your customer. That's how we get into so many different industries. It's how all of us get into so many different industries. The other thing that happens with the co-op, we don't step on each other's invoices. So if you're one of my suppliers and you're one of my partners, whatever you charge me is what I pass through as the cost. I'm not stepping on it, so it drives the overall cost to the customer down a little bit, but I don't have the overhead that other people have, right? So I don't have to pay commission upon commission and large sales staffs. I mean, you're looking at our sales team, and I'm the VP of Ops. The president, he's not a good sales guy. He's a great technician. So, it's kind of like T-ball, My job's to set that ball on the tee and hand him the bat, and then he'll knock it out of the park 100% of the time. So we spend a fair amount of time working on building relationships with companies, and we go in and we ask for, what's the ugliest part you've got, the one that you're having the most trouble with? Give us a whack at that. And once you do that, in our case, that causes them to have a conversation because they feel like they have nothing to lose. If we're looking for, high margin, low hanging fruit, frankly, there's 3,650 manufacturers in the state of Maryland, and there's easily 500 that are machine shops.
Carl, the co-op, are there competitors among those 6 companies, or is it all different?
There is.
services?
It's a great question. In fact, the only ultra precision shop, which is what we aspire to be from a quality perspective, is actually in the co-op and one of the founding members and a good friend. But our approach to the co-op, and frankly to our competitors, is come on in the shop, we'll show you. Because we're all calling on different customers. So if you're, like we do a lot with trocoidal machining, and most of you are familiar with that. The presidents broke the code on that. I mean, we've figured that one out. So we gravitate towards things where there's a lot of hogging out, and in particular harder metals. We're really, really good at that. Others, not so much, but we're happy to share that technology with anybody and everybody because there's plenty of work out there. And as a result, you get other people that become advocates for your business. So we're firm believers in the whole teamwork aspect, both internal and external, and that, the rising tide lifts all boats. And for us, it's working.